Hello everyone, welcome back to MixbusTv. David here, hope you're having a great day. In this video, I'm here with Leo and Yole, and we are going to record acoustic guitars and lead vocals. And we are gonna see three different kinds of mic positioning, stereo mic positioning for the acoustic guitars. And we are also going to see mic positioning for lead vocals, something that is so often overlooked when recording lead vocals. We're gonna use a Neumann U87 for the lead vocals and a pair of Octava microphones MK012 for the acoustic guitars. Let's take a look at the first stereo mic positioning for the acoustic guitar. Alright, so let's take a look at the first stereo miking position for these mics. This is basic, this is the most simple stereo microphone positions. It's a stereo pair. So we have one of the Octava pointing at the 12th fret of the guitar and the other one pointing between the bridge and the hole. Now the position of this mic here could change slightly depending on the guitars, depending on your taste, depending on how the player is playing. So this microphone could slightly be moved towards the hole or the bridge depending on the kind of sound that you want. If you want more bottom end, if you want a softer sound. But one thing to notice is if you come with the camera here, we are trying to be as in phase as possible, meaning the two microphones should be at the same distance from the guitar. Now the problem here is that he's a human being, so he's gonna move while he's playing. So this is the best we can do. We can put the microphones as close as possible to be in the same axis and then, you know, hope for the best. But this is how stereo recording works. And this is the first one. This is the first stereo mic positioning that we're gonna see. We're gonna see another two. But for now, Leo is gonna play something for us and we're gonna listen to how this setup sounds.
Come preferisci, per regolarmi o gli spostamenti.
Alright, so we just tracked the spaced pair stereo miking configuration. Now we're gonna change the position and do an XY configuration. This is fairly simple. We are just going to put the two microphones 90 degrees one another, pointing at the 12th fret. Alright, so as you can see, we put the two capsules as close as possible one another, 90 degrees, and the center of the angle is pointed at the 12th fret. So Leo is gonna play the same part and we're gonna hear the difference. Alright, so this was the XY stereo miking configuration. Now we are going to do another one. We are going to do an over shoulder. So we're going to position this microphone behind the guitar player. And it's going to come from behind, above his shoulder, pointing at the hole and somewhere in between the hole and the bridge. Usually I start pointing at his hand, so at the hole. And we are going to see how that sounds. This configuration will give us a very different stereo image from the XY and the spaced pair. We're gonna listen to it in a minute. I really like this configuration. It's a little bit tricky because this mic and this mic are not at the same distance from the guitar. So phase here is gonna be something we have to pay attention to. So just to make sure, I'm gonna move this mic a little further away so we are at least ballpark. Now, I'm going to use headphones to see where the position of this specific mic is going to sound better in combination with the other one, but we're also going to see the tracks in Pro Tools to see if they are aligned, and if they are not, we're going to try a phase rotator and see what we can come up with. Let's listen to this configuration over the shoulder. Alright, so for this specific song, I prefer the stereo pair mic configuration. I like the over-shoulder one, but because this is just acoustic guitars and vocals, the over-shoulder configuration was giving me a stereo image that was slightly unbalanced on one side when panning the two mics left and right hard. This one gives me a little more mono compatibility. It's a little more solid in the low end, and I still have the detail of this mic pointing at the 12th fret. I know this configuration will give me a complete picture of the guitar, how the guitar is sounding in the room. From this point on, I will decide if I want to keep this microphone mono and make this one stereo in Pro Tools, or pan them left and right hard. We will see. Maybe we could pan them and send different reverbs left and right. We're gonna see that in the mixing process. But Leonel is gonna record the song, and then we're gonna do vocals. Alright, so we are here with this amazing vocalist Yole, who is gonna sing something for us, and here we're gonna see some basics of mic positioning for vocals, something that is so often overlooked. Now, first of all is the distance between the vocalist and the mic. So very often we see vocalists being way too close to the microphone. Now, most times that is because they record in rooms that are way too live, way too reverby, so they tend to stay way too close to the microphone. That creates a harsh sound. It has too much proximity effect, so too much low end, so very often. So the first thing is, of course, you should record vocals in an appropriate room. Now, here we are in my control room, which is very dead, and I personally like that for vocals. So we said the first thing is the distance between the vocalist and the mic. About one hand between the pop filter and the vocalist is about right. It depends on how much output the vocalist has. Now, she has a very powerful voice, and so I rather her at first to try to stay a little further away from the mic. But one trick that I want to show you guys, not many people are aware that everyone, so every singer, tends to output more air and more sound from one side of the mouth. And that is something you should take into account when positioning the mic. Now we are going to start with the microphone position straight ahead, something that will look weird that I will ask Yole to do, and something that you should ask every singer that you don't know, every singer that you're not familiar with, is to do the pirate grin, like brr. Okay? So this might sound and look stupid, but can you do that for me? Can you do the pirate? Okay, so do it on the camera.
Yes.
Okay, if you notice, she did it on this side. So that means that naturally when she speaks and when she sings, this side is where she output the most sound and the most air. When positioning the mic, now we know that if we move the mic slightly on the right, we are going to capture a fuller sound. Okay, and more air. If we position the mic slightly on the left, we're gonna have a smoother sound. And we're gonna do a couple of tests. We're gonna position the mic straight, slightly on the left, slightly on the right, a little bit lower and a little bit up. And she's gonna sing the same bit many times, and we are gonna hear the difference. Microphone is a Neumann U87, is going into an API 512C pre into SSL converters. Let's hear that.
Je me suis fait tout petit devant une poupée qui fait les écarts dans la couche. Je me suis fait tout petit devant une poupée qui fait maman quand dans la touche.
Alright, so now we're gonna record the same exact bit with Yole, with the microphone slightly off axis on the right side. Let's hear how it sounds.
Je me suis fait tout petit devant une poupée qui fait les écarts dans la couche. Je me suis fait tout petit devant une poupée qui fait maman quand dans la touche.
Alright, third clip. This time the microphone is tilted slightly off axis on the left.
Je me suis fait tout petit devant une poupée qui fait les écarts dans la couche. Je me suis fait tout petit devant une poupée qui fait maman quand dans la touche.
Alright, this time same bit, but the microphone is positioned at nose height. Let's hear how that sounds.
Je me suis fait tout petit devant une poupée qui fait les yeux quand on la couche. Je me suis fait tout petit devant une poupée qui fait maman quand on la touche.
All right, same bit. This time we put the microphone still straight, but a little lower in height.
Je me suis fait tout petit devant une poupée qui fait les yeux quand on la couche. Je me suis fait tout petit devant une poupée qui fait maman quand on la touche. And the answer to all my dreams, you're my sun, my moon, my guiding star, my kind of wonderful, that's what you are. There's no way we could have made two. You're the one that I'm living for. Your love I give so many things. Our love so new, only you could